What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Shout out to all of you around the world. If it's your first time here, smash that like button and hit subscribe to join the family. So, here's the tea. Trump just said he's down to launch a full-on ground invasion in Yemen, and the Houthis? Yeah, they straight up clapped back like, "We're ready, bring it on."
Meanwhile, Washington's been throwing wild airstrikes at Sana'a non-stop, and Saudis scrambling to shoot down Yemeni missiles before they even break the atmosphere, trying to stop them from hitting Tel Aviv.
The Houthis are threatening to hit up both the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Over at the port of Eilat, it's practically a ghost town, shut down from the Houthi blockade. Over 10,000 workers are out of jobs. Ben Gurion Airport's cutting flights, and an American drone just went down in Yemen.
Meanwhile, the Houthi leader flat-out rejected Trump's deal, and Washington's basically admitting, yeah, these Houthi strikes, they hit hard. US military stockpiles are getting drained fast. Europe's out here saying, nah, we're not in this, backing off from Trump's crew and calling for a ceasefire with the Houthis. Iran's Guard Corps is stressing out DC.
Tel Aviv's taken control of Rafah and cut Gaza off from Egypt, and now there's political beef inside Israel too, with one of their own leaders sparking serious panic.
China's throwing a red card at the US, and Trump's out here challenging Kim Jong-un like it's WWE. The US Defense Secretary's warning Beijing about a war, but honestly,
this thing's already popping off. Battles in the skies, sea skirmishes, and Bab el-Mandeb Strait stuck between the Houthi hammer and the American anvil. Reuters quoted Trump saying he might have to go full force to stop the Houthis from messing with Red Sea shipping routes.
But according to the Washington Post, the airstrikes haven't really worked. CNN reported that the Houthis still have the firepower to hit U.S. warships, which raises the question, is a U.S. ground war in Yemen next?
Military analysts say it might be the only way to actually beat the Houthis, since they're still holding it down in Sana'a and most of northern Yemen, including key ports on the Red Sea. Michael Knights from the Washington Institute said the Houthis are super aggressive and won't be taken down easily.
The best shot? A full-scale internal takedown, kick them out of Sana'a and off the coast. Meanwhile, Israel's Globes reported that a major port's been shut for over a year because of Yemeni attacks, and shipping companies have been forced to reroute. Houthis even disrupted navigation in the Gulf of Suez. Their military spokesman, Yahya Sari, said their drones hit a target near Jaffa. Israeli media reported a missile launch from Yemen, which Saudi Arabia claims they shot down before it even hit the stratosphere. IDF radio said the Houthis have launched 30 hypersonic missiles since the latest flare-up. 9 were shot down, some fell in Saudi territory before any sirens even went off. Over in D.C., Pentagon insiders are admitting that despite hundreds of U.S. strikes and deploying top-tier aircraft carriers, the Houthis still have their full offensive capacity and are hitting U.S. ships on the regular. Houthi political figure Mohammed al-Bukaiti even said, "We're proud to be fighting America directly now." Another leader, Hazem al-Assad, warned that any military moves by UAE or Saudi-backed forces will be met head-on, and it's going to affect the whole region.
Just recently, Yemen's air defenses downed another US MQ-9 drone over Al Jawf province using a homemade missile. That came after a Sputnik report claimed the US tried to offer the Houthis a deal. Stop hitting our ships, and we'll stop bombing you. The Houthis told them, hard pass.
After that rejection, the U.S. State Department said they're not going to go easy on any country or group helping the Houthis, including anyone using ports under Houthi control. Even top U.S. officials are now admitting that the strikes haven't neutralized the Houthi threat. One U.S. official told BBC that the group still has the ability to hit Navy ships and cargo in the region.
Trump even admitted that the American arsenal is getting drained fast. According to the New York Times, U.S. generals are worried that the Yemen conflict could deplete the stockpile needed to deter China. Word is, The Pentagon might have to start pulling weapons out of the Indo-Pacific to resupply the Middle East.
And yeah, U.S. officials are saying their success at taking out Houthi missiles and drones? Pretty limited, to say the least. Yo, the pressure's getting real for Uncle Sam. China's making moves and America's feeling the heat.
Turns out, Europe's not exactly riding shotgun in this one. The US's supposed #1 ally, aka Old Man Europe, ain't trying to jump into a full-blown war with the mountain fighters in Sana'a. While things keep popping off in the Red Sea, the EU's own Admiral Vasilios Griparis, the guy leading Operation Aspides, made it clear, we're not here to fight the Houthis. His squad's mission? Just protect shipping lanes and keep the sea traffic flowing. They ain't looking to throw hands with anybody.
That kind of statement? Probably not what Trump wants to hear right now, especially with Iran stepping up and making noise too. Iran's president basically said, we're not giving up our wins in the region, and we're not negotiating over them either. Meanwhile, the head of Iran's Quds force is straight flexin', saying, America and Israel don't even get how our missiles from Tehran and Sana'a hit dead on every time.
All roads lead to Gaza. From the mountains of Yemen to the backroom dealings in Tehran, it's all tied to the Strip. Israeli Channel 12 reported that after a year and a half of war, the IDFs only managed to take out 25% of the tunnels in Gaza. Security officials admit that factions still got about 75% of their original tunnel networks. And that's not even counting the smuggling tunnels coming in from Egypt.
Haaretz reported that the Israeli military wants to turn Rafah into a no-go buffer zone and may demolish every building there. Sounds like they're planning a full evacuation, basically stripping Gazans of 1/5 of their land.
Meanwhile, back in Israeli politics, the High Court just froze the decision to fire Shin Bet chief Ronan Bar. He's staying in his post, for now. But the ruling also said the government does have the right to fire him, so the clock's still ticking.
Prime Minister Netanyahu said the court didn't dispute the government's authority, but the finance minister Bezalel Smotrich? He went nuclear. Told Bibi to ghost Ronan Bar, don't invite him to meetings, don't cooperate, and absolutely no backdoor deals with the legal advisor.
A lot of folks are saying this could be the beginning of the end for the Israeli government. Civil war even. Wouldn't be the first time Bibi pushed it too far. Dude came back from Washington empty-handed. Trump wasn't down to back a strike on Iran right now, and Channel 12 was quick to spill that tea.
And speaking of Trump, your boy just turned up the heat with some wild trade moves. He raised tariffs on like 60 countries and folks all over the globe are sweating it. Now everyone's talking trade war as the media eats it up.
Trump hiked tariffs on Chinese imports from 34% to 84%, then cranked the total rate up to 104%. The Economist dropped a piece titled, Why China Thinks It'll Win the Trade War with Trump. And honestly, they're not wrong. China's out here saying, we're not backing down. They're ready to fight it out economically if the U.S. keeps stacking sanctions.
Trump, on the other hand, accused China of messing with their currency to offset the tariffs. Meanwhile, Reuters says China's top dogs are looking for ways to stabilize their economy. Word is, they're about to start censoring tariff-related talk on social media and told banks to chill on buying U.S. dollars. Oh, and they're slapping an 84% tariff on American goods too.
Washington's answer? U.S. Treasury officials are pushing for a 500% tariff on Chinese imports. Yeah, 500. This thing's getting wild. But hey, this economic smack talk is the least of our worries, unless it spirals into a full-on naval war.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says America ain't looking for beef with China, but they'll contain the threat if it reaches U.S. shores. He said this during a stop in Panama, which, by the way, is turning into a front line in the U.S.-China struggle. Washington's eyeing the Panama Canal hard, and they're not going to let Beijing get comfy.
Appreciate y'all for sticking around and watching. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that sub button and turn on those notifs. Here at X News, we keep it real, raw, and unfiltered. Catch you in the next one.